We begin with breaking news tonight. Albertans are marking their ballots, and many are still waiting in line to do so. Lines are snaking around the corner at a polling station at Woodbine School in the southwest. We're hearing of similar scenes right across Calgary tonight. This is a longer process because of changes made for this election. We'll explain. Election day in Calgary. Polls are open and candidates are seeking your support.
Please find your polling station, get out and vote today.
It's about Calgarians. It's about the kind of future they want for our city.
Who do voters feel can tackle the city's biggest issues? Plus, a 35-year-old man is charged. Airdrie RCMP say they found the driver who struck a teen in a crosswalk and then took off. And a population boom of masked critters.
I suspect they stay close to green spaces, but they are going to be venturing more into neighborhoods.
Tiny bandits and all their babies now in Calgary.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We apologize for our technical difficulties. For anyone out voting tonight, it's going to take some time to cast that vote and even longer to find out results. Stephanie Thomas is at Woodbine Elementary School tonight, where there are lineups lasting for some as long as an hour and a half. Stephanie.
Right, Tara. We've been here for a couple hours today, and we've not seen any let up in this lineup. It stayed consistently long. I'm going to step out of the way and let you take a look for yourself for all the viewers back at home. Now, at the edge of the brick building there, we have been told that that wait is at least 90 minutes long, and that is even before voters can get inside to the building and cast their ballot. And we're hearing that there is likely a process that voters have to fill out for this election cycle. Now, there's only just 3 ballots, however, for mayor, councillor, and school trustee. Last election, it was 1 long ballot. We are hearing as well that voter turnout is already low, with Elections Calgary reporting that 90,000 votes were cast by 4. Now, there are worries that the new process that was put in place by the province may be prompting some voters to leave this lineup. In fact, that's what we've been hearing from a couple of voters. They either had to leave because of work, family obligations, or other plans, including seeing the Flames game tonight. But we did speak to one voter who did just that. He checked on the lineup and said it was going to be over an hour, so he decided not to cast his ballot at all.
Well, it felt like I couldn't get in because the federal elections do in and out in 5 minutes, and this one is a municipal, and something like that could be computerized quite easily, and it sounds like everything is paperwork, and it's taking a while.
Yeah. Now, if you find yourself at one of the voting stations that has a lineup as long as this one, don't lose heart. You will still be able to cast your ballot according to the returning officer for Elections Calgary. Anyone who's in a line like this one before 8 p.m., before the polls close, will still be admitted to wait the rest of that lineup duration and go inside to cast their ballot. Also, Tara, it's going to take a little while longer before we know the results, as all those paper ballots will be counted by hand after the polls close. Tara.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. There are, of course, many decisions to be made throughout the province tonight because it is election day in Alberta. Here's what we do know. There's going to be a lot of new faces on council tonight. Our Jordan Canagan has been following this part of the story for us. Jordan, council is going to look a whole lot different when those votes are finally counted.
Tara, it really will. There will be high turnover in Calgary, with the majority of last council deciding not to run again, or instead running for mayor in Sonia Sharp's case. At least 8 of the 14 councillors will be brand new, with incumbents leaving their posts. That includes several longtime councillors who will not be back, with councillors Peter DeMong, John Carlo Corra, Sean Shu, and Richard Putman's all gone. That's more than 40 years of combined experience no longer there. And of course, there's a chance the incumbents who are running may not be successful again. And many of those races will be tight.
You've got a large number of wards where we don't know what's going to happen with them. We're also seeing some school board races that are looking, not just in Calgary, but throughout the province, that are looking interesting, because there are a number of organizations that are hoping to have more influence through school councils.
Now, it's going to mean a lot of learning for a lot of rookie counselors. Under new provincial legislation, 2 parts of orientation for all counselors is now mandatory. They will have to hire staff, get their offices in order, learn procedures, and that's all before the new council will have to pass the budget next month. Tara.
Thank you. CTV News Calgary will have complete results, reaction and analysis live at 11 p.m. tonight. And tune into Your Morning Calgary starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow for more election coverage. Well, luckily, it is a beautiful night if you're waiting outside to vote. Danielle joins us now. How are the next few hours looking?
Just like this, Tara. You know, I mean, the only thing to look at really is at times it gets a little breezy, but for the most part, the winds are calm. The sun is still out, and we just got out of the double digits. So it's actually still quite mild, especially considering this is late October that we're getting into now. We did get to a high of 10 today. We're now at 9 as things slowly start to cool down for the day. Looking at your next 24 hours, we're even warmer tomorrow. So 14 degrees is our high. A lot of sunshine expected, and once again we could get gusts up to about 40 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. Your full weather forecast is just ahead, Tara.
Thanks, Danielle. An Airdrie man is facing a criminal charge after a 17-year-old girl was struck by a vehicle. The hit and run happened October 2nd. After the teenager was struck, the driver got out of the vehicle, yelled at her, and then took off. RCMP say a 35-year-old man is charged with failing to remain at an accident scene. He will be in court in Airdrie on December 11th. Calgary police say a woman has serious injuries after she was struck by a vehicle Sunday afternoon near the Peace Bridge. One vehicle could be seen on the sidewalk near Memorial Drive. Memorial Drive was closed for several hours while police investigated. A man was taken to hospital with serious injuries after a stabbing Sunday morning. Police found the 20-year-old man on Marbank Drive Northeast just after 7 a.m. A blood trail led to another location on Marbank Drive where they believe that he was stabbed. Alberta sheriffs have shut down a home in the Northeast linked to drugs and violence. They say it comes after months of complaints from neighbors. The house in Marlborough was fenced off today, and investigators from the SCAN unit were seen coming and going. The unit obtained the court order after Calgary police had been called there more than 45 times since 2013 for drug property and violent crime offenses. Investigators say the amount of crime associated with this one residence has terrified and intimidated neighbors. The home and the property is now boarded up for the next 90 days with other restrictions in place until 2028. A popular petting farm has been shut down amid an avian influenza outbreak. While Butterfield Acres northwest of Calgary is dealing with bird flu among its flock, health officials say the risk to people is low. Here's Tyler Barrow.
Butterfield Acres is now closed after AHS issued a formal closure order Friday amid a bird flu outbreak. The petting farm saying on Facebook, Butterfield Acres is temporarily closed to the public following confirmation of avian influenza in 2 of our birds. This decision was made in consultation with federal and provincial animal health authorities to protect the health and safety of all our animals, staff, and community. There are another 7 suspected cases at the farm. CTV News did make numerous attempts to contact Butterfield Acres, but we received no response. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency and Butterfield Acres won't say how many birds have been culled due to the outbreak there, but as of October 15th, Ottawa counts more than 2 million killed from infected flocks in Alberta. The risk for human infection of avian flu is low.
Most of the time when people get this infection, they get quite mild symptoms, and they have things like that look like pink eye, so they get conjunctivitis, inflammation of their eyelids.
Dana Goldsmith, a veterinarian pathologist, says avian influenza cases have been on the rise in Alberta since the beginning of September.
We don't know why yet. Any infection can be very dependent on what's going on in the environment, so it could be environmental conditions.
Anyone who visited the petting farm between October 6th and 12th and has flu-like symptoms is asked to contact HealthLink at 811 for assessment and testing. On Monday, the Calgary Zoo announced it was moving its birds indoors and closing avian exhibits due to bird flu in close proximity. The CFIA says Butterfield Acres is the only active case in the Calgary region. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Since the avian influenza outbreak in 2022, Goldsmith says there has only been 1 death in North America. The individual was immunocompromised.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Expect to see Calgary's new, quickly growing population of bandits climbing trees and digging through trash. More and more raccoons are being spotted around the city's green spaces and nearby neighborhoods. As Tim Brooke reports, the critters are polarizing, but they're also pretty photogenic.
The first time she saw the unexpected guests, Cheryl Mason was shocked.
Oh my goodness, they're here right in our backyard.
Mason and her husband captured this late-night heist from their front drive in Douglasdale to their backyard pear tree.
They were up in the tree. There was 4 of them up there.
5 years ago, it was a rare sight, but these days, raccoons aren't so uncommon in Calgary.
There's probably multiple factors that are leading to it. We are seeing milder winters, which might be helping them shift their range into new areas. And they also are coming from other areas. We know sometimes they end up on transport trucks and they end up here.
The city of Calgary does not track exact populations, but wildlife cameras over the last half-decade have increasingly caught the raccoons in places like Fish Creek Park and Weaselhead Flats.
They are finding ideal habitat in there. Those old spruce trees are creating excellent denning sites, and they're also finding lots of food in the park and also in the surrounding neighborhoods.
Which isn't always a good thing. Raccoons populate quickly and have a tendency to go where they're not wanted.
2014 to 2015, I caught 2. This year, we had about 40 calls for raccoon.
This pest control crew has responded to dozens of damaged homes as the animals look for food and shelter.
Sometimes people says, I thought there was somebody in my attic. I've seen them like ripping insulation and go in the wall, scratching through it, and it's like it makes a mess.
So the message to Calgarians, especially those close to green spaces, is simple. Secure your trash and call experts if you start to sense a problem. Feel free to snap a few photos, too. Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, raccoons have litters with as many as 6 cubs. If the conditions are right, every baby can survive. Still to come, the Alberta teacher strike is entering its 3rd week. We will take a look at the timeline of the province's threat to force teachers back to class. And citizens are voting and candidates are sweating right now. We're checking in on some campaign headquarters as people wait for the polls to close and results to be revealed. Welcome back. Incumbent Mayor Jyoti Gondek is in the political fight of her life. She is seeking to return to the mayor's chair and has faced questions on decisions she made on council over the last 4 years. Tyson Fedor is live at Jyoti Gondek's headquarters tonight downtown. And Tyson, Gondek says she's confident she can pull out a victory.
And Tara, we're down here at the Palomino. Campaign staff have already started to trickle in this evening. Many pretty jubilant here already this evening. This is one of Gondek's favorite places to eat here in the city. And she does believe that this campaign was one that she did run on merit. Now, Gondek, along with her husband, attended Captain Nicola Goddard's school this morning in the Northwest to cast their votes for this election. She says that this campaign was drastically different from 2021, where she ran for mayor for the first time after serving as a city councillor. In 2021, she was unable to speak to as many people in person due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but this time she says she was able to get out in the community and speak with many more. She won the mayorship in a landslide victory in 2021, receiving more than 176,000 votes, good for 45% of the overall vote. Now, however, she did face criticism while serving as mayor over the last 4 years, early on facing backlash on declaring Calgary as being in a climate emergency. Many Calgarians also were upset by the new event center arena deal, along with blanket rezoning. But despite that, Gondek here is confident in returning back to council.
I've spent 4 years helping Calgarians build the future. We have the best economy in the nation. We have the best housing starts in the nation. We are doing things well here because we partner with the business community, we partner with social service organizations, and we get things done in our city. So I'm looking forward to the next 4 of delivering on things.
Gondek does say that this race will be very close, and she's urging anyone who has not yet voted to get out and do so before 8 o'clock this evening. She says every vote will count. We will be here throughout the evening here, Tara, and hoping to catch up with Jyoti Gondek later tonight, and we'll have a bit more reaction later this evening as well.
Okay,
Tara?
good stuff, Tyson. Thank you for that. Let's turn now to Terry Fikowski. She is at Jeremy Farkas's headquarters in Inglewood tonight. Terry Farkas has been considered a front runner in this race, something he's a little familiar with.
That's right, Tara. And tonight really can only go two ways for Jeremy Farkas, a political comeback or what he's hoping to avoid, a repeat of his mayoral loss 4 years ago. Now, Farkas returned on his final day of campaigning today to his roots today, visiting the Dairy Queen where he worked his first job at 15 years old in Forest Lawn. He says this campaign feels different than in 2021 when he finished second with 30% of the vote. This time around, he's focused on housing, public safety, affordability, and jobs. Now, some critics have labeled him flip-flop Farkas over policy shifts, like his stance on blanket rezoning, which he now says he'd repeal. But Farkas says he's evolved since being elected as Ward 11 councillor in 2017, as have the issues affecting Calgarians. After his mayoral loss in 2021, he hiked the Pacific Crest Trail as a fundraiser, a journey he says changed his outlook. And in 2023, he became the CEO of the Glenbow Ranch Park Foundation. Now, although rooted in conservative politics, like working for the Manning Foundation and Wild Rose Party, he's running as an independent this campaign, distancing himself from formal party lines. I did catch up with him earlier today, and he said he is excited for whatever is next for the city he grew up in and loves.
Look, our next mayor is going to be here to welcome the 2 millionth Calgarian. This is not just a new neighbor, it's going to be a new story, right? So when I think about my own family's experience, my dad coming here as a refugee and immigrant, me growing up right here in East Calgary, that's exciting to me.
Final preparations underway here at Festival Hall in Inglewood, the headquarters for Jeremy Farkas's election campaign tonight. Doors don't open until 7 o'clock, and they are expecting, obviously, a full crowd of people from the campaign team, volunteers, and supporters to come down. And, of course, we are expected to hear from Jeremy Farkas on that podium. The question, Tara, whether or not it will be as Calgary's next mayor.
Okay, Tara Fikowski reporting live. Terry, thank you. Let's go to Alicia Fieldberg now. Alicia joins us from Sonia Sharp's headquarters. Sharp has aligned herself with one of the new parties, Alicia.
Tara, Sharp is the mayoral candidate for Communities First, and Sonia Sharp is a lifelong Calgarian, and she has served as the Ward 1 councillor since 2021, but she has worked at City Hall for 20 years, starting in administration, including a role as the manager of business and local economy. Now, while on council, Sharp spearheaded the new Calgary Flames arena deal, dealt with the Bears Paw water main break in her ward, and has been an outspoken critic of blanket rezoning. Now, along with Sharp, Communities First is running 9 councillor candidates, including 3 incumbents. Terry Wong is one of them, and I caught up with him this afternoon while out meeting voters.
The thing that they're all looking for is change. Most importantly, they definitely want to change the mayor. That's a definite situation. The second thing they're looking for is stability. Those are the seniors home board, the Hooney Food Court. Remember the days of Klein and Duran Roncogne and the stability that brought, and that's what they're looking for.
The Communities First party pledges to repeal the blanket rezoning and keep taxes low. Sharp and all the other candidates are expected to arrive here after the polls close at 8 o'clock.
Okay, Alicia, thank you. Now, both Jeff Davison and Brian Thiessen are a bit on the outside looking in when it comes to the latest polling numbers for Calgary's mayor, but each of them has a wealth of experience as they make their final push for votes this evening. Mark Villani is outside Davison's campaign headquarters, and Mark, the former city councillor, claims that he's the only logical choice to solve public safety and affordability concerns amongst Calgarians tonight.
Well, Tara, Jeff Davison is pitching himself as a proven leader, proposing a citywide task force to clean up our streets, as well as a 4-year property tax freeze that would provide some financial relief, as well as keep Calgary very competitive. Now, ahead of voting this morning, we did catch up with him. He says that those 2 issues alone should be enough for undecided voters to mark an X in his favor for this election, adding that every vote really does count, especially with an anticipated lower voting turnout.
I think, we saw it was a little slower than I think everybody thought compared to the 2021 election when it came to the advance poll. But I think largely in part that was due to COVID. People were just looking for separation, so they got out early. I think this time the debates mattered, and people have now made up their mind, and those undecideds are going to have their voice heard.
And Davison certainly heard from Calgarians on Saturday night. His drone show during the Calgary Stampeders game was met with both boos and laughter once fans realized it was a politically motivated message. Davison is back on the ballot after his last bid for mayor in 2021, this time running as an independent. He served as Ward 6 councillor for one full term and says he's best known for championing the original Calgary Arena deal. Meanwhile, Brian Thiessen, the former chair of Calgary's Police Commission, he's countering with 3 decades of experience as a labor and employment lawyer, platforming himself as someone who knows how to fix dysfunctional organizations and build strong teams. His campaign visited 14 wards in 14 hours over the weekend, knocking on doors to prove why his affordable housing and safety plans stand out.
We have such a need for housing in this city, and so having a housing toolkit that streamlines the house building process and really looks at solving the housing supply crisis. Public safety, you know, with my history as past chair of the Police Commission, we have a really comprehensive housing first public safety approach, 24/7 mental health and addiction supports. I think that really resonated with people.
So with both Davison and Thiessen trailing in public opinion surveys, they're hoping that their name recognition, their policy depth, and maybe some last-minute support can help nudge them forward. Tara.
Okay, Mark Villani reporting for us. Mark.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Well, let's get one more peek at the forecast. Danielle joins us now, looking ahead to the next few days.
Yeah, and even just tonight, I mean, if the polls close at 8 and you want to go vote, the weather is not going to get in your way. Also, if you're heading out to a Jays game, this is Jays Blue. Go Jays. It's a great evening to head out. Temperatures are dipping for the day, so most communities, Calgary down through Lethbridge, Milk River, over to Medicine Hat and up to Drumheller, we're in the double digits for today. Just barely, but in the double digits. And that's temperatures where we should be for this time of year. But we're now starting to cool for the day at 7 in Calgary right now, 8 in Medicine Hat, 9 in Milk River. So it's a beautiful evening. However, it has been gusty earlier today. Check out the maximum wind gusts in Pincher Creek, nearly 90 kilometers per hour, closer to 60 in Lethbridge, and for Medicine Hat in those mid-40s. In Calgary, we got close to that 40 mark as well. What we are looking at tomorrow, most communities in southern Alberta will likely see gusts anywhere from 40 to 60 kilometers per hour. Certainly 60 in this region, the windier region, but closer to 50 and 40 for Calgary, Lethbridge, and over to Medicine Hat. So it's another breezy day for tomorrow, but that's going to keep our temperatures up. In fact, you can basically add another 3 degrees to all the temperatures we got today, and that's how warm we're getting for tomorrow, at least. So it'll be a warmer day. A lot of sunshine out there throughout the day today with a couple cloudy periods, and that's the story for tomorrow as well. We are looking, I'm just going to advance this because really there's not much to stop at. Maybe a couple isolated showers in the overnight hours, Wednesday night through early Thursday morning. But outside of that, it's just mainly sunny with some cloudy periods, a little breezy at times. Not a big deal. This entire work week looks really fantastic with regards to the weather. So check out these temperatures. This is your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. 14 degrees for the next couple of days. Yes, a little windy at times, up to 40 kilometers per hour, but a whole lot of sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The clouds will increase for Friday, and temperatures will cool for the weekend. So 12 degrees for Saturday. And just to quickly show you that 10-day trend, by Sunday, our daytime highs will be back down to those single-digit highs. And if you look at next week, that's where we will stay. So if you like these teens and you like the sunshine, not bad considering it's later in October. Enjoy it while we have it. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Bookings for Phase 2 COVID-19 vaccines opened today. Phase 1 included healthcare workers and Albertans with underlying medical conditions. Phase 2 is for all other Albertans. The shots will cost $100. The Alberta Vaccine Booking System website had also indicated you needed to pre-order next year's COVID vaccine by December 15th. The province now says there is no deadline for next year, and the website is being updated. Well, thousands are marking their ballot tonight. Others are signing a petition. We'll check in with volunteers collecting names to try to prompt a vote on Alberta's future. And a milestone celebration for a Calgary group that has helped thousands of refugees adapt to life in our city. If there's no deal with teachers by the time the legislature resumes this week, you can expect back to work legislation. 15 pieces of legislation are expected to be tabled during the fall session. Another item deals with Alberta's elections. The province wants candidates vetted before adding them to the ballot to ensure they are serious about representing a community or riding. It's in response to recent initiatives targeting Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre.
We have seen instances around the country where certain interest groups have taken upon themselves to confuse, I think, in some instances, some of the those who are going to the ballot box and creating very long ballots. But in terms of our intent, again, is to clarify the process, make it easier for people who are genuinely interested in running for office to get on the ballot and convey their message.
The fall session of the legislature starts Thursday. The Forever Canadian group believes it has enough signatures to launch a poll on keeping Alberta in Canada.
Inevitably, when you collect 300,000 signatures, there will be some mistakes. You know, people were signing in the cold, in the rain, in a rush, so those signatures will get disqualified. So we want to overshoot by about 10% to be able to sleep at night and know that we hit that 300,000 mark.
About 6,500 volunteers have been collecting signatures for the petition, and you may see them near a polling station today. Forever Canadian's deadline is October 28th, and it must collect at least 291,000 signatures. An opposing petition is still in the courts. November's federal budget will include plans for a new financial crimes unit to investigate money laundering and fraud. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre says financial scams cost people in this country $643 million last year. The strategy will also involve creating a new agency that will target money laundering and online fraud. Canada will also collaborate with other countries to target transnational crime, which cybersecurity experts say is the key to catching these criminals.
Not just because they need access to the information, but because there's a culture of cooperation that needs to be built within our regulatory institutions, within our law enforcement, and within the financial system.
The government will also amend the Bank Act to require express consent from account holders before enabling services like e-transfers. Banks will also have to have policies and procedures in place to detect consumer-focused fraud. Just ahead, they aren't twins, but these brothers are so in sync, it's like they share a brain. Our trending videos are next. The Calgary Catholic Immigration Society has quietly been celebrating a major achievement for one of its programs. Canada Connects has helped government-assisted refugees acclimatize to our city for the last 40 years, and it's done that work with a number of passionate volunteers. Here's Kevin Fleming.
They're empty nesters who have time on their hands, and for the last 20 years, Jesse and Joanne Gilmore have helped countless refugees adapt to their new lives in Calgary. They start by teaching them how to make pizza from scratch.
Pizza is something they're going to encounter. They need to see what goes in it, and it's the kind of project where everybody can get involved. You know, somebody can knead the dough, somebody can chop the green peppers, and it's a chance to introduce vegetables that they may not have seen.
Joanne says many newcomers need help understanding local customs, but they also need friends in their new city.
Over 40 years, we've helped 16,000 newcomers and engaged around 4,000 volunteers.
Beata Lutaba heads the Canadian Connects program that got its start in 1985. She moved here from Poland and can relate to how challenging it is for newcomers to start over.
You can help them know how to shop or understand how all the different systems like educational system, medical system, how it all works.
Wilton Otto moved to Calgary in March 2024 from South Sudan after a stop in Hong Kong with his wife and young child. He's thankful for the program.
I needed kind of help, that connection, family kind of support, you know, someone just to be at home, talk with, showing us what event is happening around, you know, going to Calgary Zoo together. So it was really meaningful for us.
Now Otto is paying it forward by sharing what he's learned about life in Calgary with other newcomers. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, the program is always looking for volunteers to spend time with newcomer families. We have more information on our website. Iconic Canadian rock band Rush is adding more dates to its reunion tour. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson say 17 new cities have been added to the tour, including an Edmonton show. The band will play Rogers Place on December 10th, 2026. This will be the first time Rush has hit the road since the death of their drummer Neil Peart. Tickets for the tour go on sale October 31st. Well, not only did the Stampeders secure a playoff spot Saturday, they had some special company. Country superstar Shania Twain dropped in for the game, spending some time with the Outriders cheerleaders and, going for a quick ride on Quick Six, the Stamps touchdown horse. Twain, who has a home southwest of Calgary, was also spotted after the game at Spanky's Saloon on 10th Ave Southwest.
She looked like she was having a good time at the game.
Yeah. We're adopting her. She's a Calgarian now.
That's pretty cool.
Well, not all siblings are close, but others are so in sync they know each other's every move. That's pretty good. It's like they share a brain or something. They catches the package through the window. This one, he flips the sunglasses up to him. This one, he flings the keys into his backpack. I don't even know how they're timing this, but they make life very efficient when they can just help each other. When you know what your brother needs at all times, it saves a lot of time.
That's good. They are
rare, but super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you don't have to be related to really get each other, though, because some friends have that connection, too. These two are really using their heads of lettuce. You need a friend, though, who's just weird, just like you. You need that one friend who's just ridiculous and makes you laugh at all times.
Sort of does look like a hairdo, though, doesn't it?
It kind of does. It kind of does.
The friend who will make you laugh putting on some lettuce. It makes no sense,
but it makes sense to you guys, and so who cares, right?
Right.
Just have a good laugh. Well, finally, a dad who proves he's still got the moves.
Awesome. Oh my God! You better kill it! You better kill it! Show me something!
What do you think? His son asked him if he could dance. He said he used to, so he's like, yeah, I can dance. He pushes the table away, pushes
everyone else away.
Puts on the oldies, and he shows he's still got the moves.
I think the kids are still like, what are you
What is
doing?
happening?
What are you doing, Dad?
Are we calling this dancing? I don't know. That's not bad, though. We'll give him some credit for that. Still to come, Donald Trump's tariffs continue to rattle investors. We'll take a look at how the threat is holding back business owners. Next.
Your Skywatch weather camera, and yeah, we had a nice little cloud deck that has rolled in, but much of the day was sunny. At times it was a little breezy, and you can expect the same thing basically for the rest of this work week, except for a little warmer. So today we got to 10 degrees, and also what's normal for this time of year. So right where we should be. We're down to 7 now as temperatures cool for the day, but we'll get into the teens for really the rest of the work week here. So warmer temperatures ahead, absolutely, and lots of sunshine as well. All right, there's a look at the rest of the country. Still cool in Saskatchewan, so just single-digit highs there. Regina had a high closer to Churchill, 5 and 4, and then Ottawa and Montreal got into the 20s today. Okay, right now temperatures all in the single digits because we're cooling down for the day, but all of these areas were in the double digits earlier today and right where we should be. But we're going to tack on another 3, even 4 degrees in some communities for tomorrow. It was a gusty day, especially in Pincher Creek, close to 90-kilometer-per-hour gusts. And in Lethbridge, closer to 60. Medicine Hat, those mid-40s. In Calgary, in around 40 as well. Brooks, too. We can expect these same wind gusts for tomorrow, except it may be a little tamer in Pincher Creek, most likely closer to 60. Lethbridge, 60. And those 40s for Calgary, Brooks, and Medicine Hat. All right, radar and satellite, not a whole lot to show you other than, yeah, some clouds rolled in, but we'll have a lot of sunshine for tomorrow. So 8 degrees at 8 a.m. with a whole lot of sunshine and a high of 14 degrees. And yes, a little breezy in the afternoon with gusts around 40 kilometers per hour. That's your Action Furnace 24-hour forecast. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free.
Voters at several polling stations in Calgary are experiencing long waits. There is an extra form for voters to fill out when they arrive in this election. If you are in line by 8 p.m., you will get to vote. We expect to see the majority of results from the mayor's race in Calgary by late tonight. You can tune into CTV Calgary at 11 p.m. for live results and analysis. And Airdrie RCMP have charged a 35-year-old man with failing to remain at an accident scene after a 17-year-old girl was struck and then yelled at more than 2 weeks ago. Canadian Tire will soon start selling the distinctive Hudson's Bay blanket. The company says proceeds from the sales will go to Indigenous-led initiatives. Canadian Tire has promised to put at least $1 million into that fund, even if it doesn't sell $1 million worth of blankets. Canadian Tire bought Hudson's Bay intellectual property when the Bay declared bankruptcy. Tariffs are still holding back investment. BNN Bloomberg's Merla Fernandez has more from a new survey from the Bank of Canada.
The majority of Canadian goods sent to the U.S. are covered under CUSMA, so they're tariff-free. But clearly, tariffs are still a concern for business owners. In the Bank of Canada's latest survey, they say uncertainty remains their top worry. Companies are spending more on routine maintenance than growing their business, and about a third now expect Canada to hit a recession, and that's up from the last survey. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.26. West Texas Intermediate crude is down a bit to 57.02. Western Canadian Select is down to 46.29. And the TSX shot up 307 points today to 30,416. Those are your business headlines. I'm Merla Fernandez.
A Boeing 747 cargo jet went off the runway and slid into the sea in Hong Kong early this morning. 2 airport workers were killed. The aircraft collided with a security vehicle, then skidded off the runway. The plane broke into 2 parts, but was still floating in the sea. Its 4-person crew survived. Some terrifying moments for Air China passengers when fire broke out during a flight. The airline says the fire was started by a lithium-ion battery at 30,000 feet. Flight crews rushed to respond, and the aircraft was forced to make an emergency landing in Shanghai. The Louvre was closed again today as police continue to investigate a daring jewel theft that newspapers in France are calling the heist of the century. The decision to shutter the renowned museum disappointed tourists.
I think they should have announced the closure last night rather than this morning after everybody was already in line. But it's a shame.
Thieves broke into the museum using power tools in broad daylight and got away with multiple crown jewels adorned with thousands of diamonds and precious gemstones. French President Emmanuel Macron has vowed that the perpetrators will be found. Well, it's very early on in the season, but a 5-game losing skid is never a good thing. Glenn takes a look at the Flames' poor start. And if you have a news tip, you can text us at 10400. The Toronto Blue Jays are just 1 win away from their first trip to the World Series since 1993. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, the Jays haven't played in too many Game 7s.
Kara, this is just the second time the Jays have played in a Game 7. Jays and Seattle Mariners are going to 7th heaven. The winner goes on to face the Los Angeles Dodgers, and local fans are excited, but also a little nervous about tonight's game. It's Monday morning, and these kids are getting their fill of baseball at a clinic at Absolute Sports, and many of them will be rooting on Canada's team in Game 7. It's been 32 years since Joe Carter touched them all, and a decade since Jose Batista's blast. 10-year-old Ty Taludkar got all dressed up in his Blue Jays gear for Monday's clinic. He's been swept up by the excitement of the Jays and will nervously watch Game 7.
I think it's going to be a close game because the Seattle Mariners have seen how they play, and I don't know. I just feel like it might be a close game. But I think the Blue Jays are going to win.
Tanner Sorge is wearing a Chicago Cubs hat, but he's still a Jays fan. He's also stoked for Game 7.
I think they'll win because, well, I'm just hoping. But they also have some really good batters like Guerrero and Springer, Adson Barger.
Luke Sept is one of the coaches at Absolute Sports. He's been a Blue Jays fan since he was a kid, and he says it's been fun to see the new generation get wrapped up in baseball playoffs and the Jays.
There's definitely a level of excitement. Yeah, you could feel it when you're around here every day that I come into work and I see the kids with Blue Jays jerseys on and their hats, and always talking about the game the night before, and it's pretty cool. The whole community is really bought into the team right now. It's awesome.
Absolute Bullpen Sports has also been a busy place with lots of Jays merchandise being sold throughout the playoffs.
All ready for the game, huh? Yep. Nice.
Colin Morrow manages Bullpen Sports and Absolute Sports. He says sales are on the rise.
I mean, sales are up for sure, but honestly, like, they're kind of like throw-ins once they see what we have. People are into see our awesome glove wall and all that stuff, but then they see the Jays and the Jays game's on, so now they're buying stuff, so it's great.
They're all tied at 1 in the bottom of the second. Calgary Flames have lost 5 in a row, and something just doesn't seem right with this team. They look completely out of sync. The latest loss came on Saturday night to the Vegas Golden Knights, and what was the Flames' worst effort of the season? There were many passengers, and you knew someone was going to pay the price. And that player is Yegor Sharangovich. He will take a seat in the press box against the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Hockey Night in Canada analyst Kevin Bieksa ripped into Sharangovich after Saturday night's game for his lack of effort and about the team's culture. Sharangovich wasn't the only one who was listless in that game, but this should send a message to others.
Listen, that last game, I thought we were like a 50-50 team is the best way I can put it. I thought there was 50% of our guys that I thought worked really hard and were committed, and then I don't think we had enough from the other 50, and he would fall into that category. So can't make a 50% change, but you can certain areas that weren't acceptable, we can change a few, so it happened to be him.
But you never want to see a teammate get shredded like that in the media. It's tough. I wish he would have taken somebody else, but we all need to step up, and I don't think we have a culture problem. I think our culture in this room is unbelievable. We got guys that love each other, that care for each other. I know Igor does. He cares for this team and this dressing room. So I think he could have taken a lot of different players.
And the Flames made another move today, placing defenseman Daniil Maramanov on waivers. Puck drop for tonight's game a little after 7:30.
Well, we mentioned that it is,
there he is.
A beautiful day out there.
Yeah.
So if you're still waiting in line to cast your vote, stay in line.
Yep.
You'll be able to cast it as long as you're there before 8 o'clock, and it's at least not snowing or raining or anything like that.
And if you've already watched or voted, then, take some time and go support the Jays. Of course, right? Big game tonight and great weather to be out and about. Although, getting chillier for the day now at this point as the sun starts to set. 14 degrees. So basically those mid-teens right through the rest of this work week. We start to cool by the weekend, but hopefully you can enjoy this. Lots of sunshine, a little windy at times. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And while we have a stable work week and lots of sunshine, this was Sunday near Cayley. Val Moyer sent this one in. So it was a moody Sunday for us, cooler on the cooler side as well, but we have some warm temperatures for sure for these next 4 to 5 days.
That's a very foreboding sky, though, isn't it? Great shot, though.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, CTV News Calgary will have complete results, reaction, and analysis tonight at 11 p.m. We have multiple reporters in the field. Plus, we'll have Jordan Canagan and Mount Royal University political scientist Lori Williams here with us in studio for analysis. We'll also, of course, be live streaming on our website, ctvnews.ca/Calgary. So don't forget to join us tonight at 11 for all of the municipal election results. Thanks for your company. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.